Welcome one and all to Blueprint here at Traders Post for September 11th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Tom Hartman, your friendly neighborhood strategy coder, joined as always by my plucky psychic, Peter Hartman, repping the Traders Post marketing crew. And yes, we're back doing what we do best, turning setups into scripts and connecting them to Traders Post, the best advanced trade execution engine known to man in the ever-expanding consciousness of all that is. Peter,
Okay, your tagline is getting longer and longer. It's crazy.
On the different shows, I try to experiment with different taglines. I started doing on Price Action Live on both sides of the Mississippi, and Mike seems to like that.
I think he's humoring you.
He's humoring me?
I think so. Both sides of the Mississippi.
I don't mind.
I don't even know where the Mississippi is.
The Mississippi is an extension to the Nile River in Egypt
Right.
that connects our wide, flat Earth and encircles everything.
Hey, you can't use those words or we're going to get suppressed.
Oh, right. Right. That's why our numbers are down, because of the suppression, because of the conspiracy theories. As always, a quick reminder, everything we build here is for educational purposes and entertainment purposes only. We're here to showcase what's possible with automation, not promising profits or predicting your portfolio's future. I got to change that last word, future, to another word that starts with P so that I can complete the alliteration and not fall flat at the end.
Technology Mountain, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being here.
Peter, Robinhood came out with their Summit 2025. And I'm sure I don't need to tell you or anyone else watching, because you watch every single moment of the Robinhood Summit. But for those of you living on the rock who don't know, they're exploding into their next generation, where they're doing all kinds of different things, adding all kinds of different features, and so on and so forth. But we're not here to sing the accolades of the Robinhood app. What we're here is to pay attention to what the winners are doing, copying them, and doing it better. They now have an AI generator for indicators within their app. Now, I assume, I have no idea if it's good or not. I haven't used it at all. But what I do know is here at Traders Post, we have our PineScript AI generator for our own indicators and strategies. That's right. Every week, we've been making it better and better and better with your help and, frankly, my efforts. I mean, I'm giving you guys credit, but it's really mostly me that's doing the heavy lifting here. It's 95% me and 5%. Let's go 4% Jesus, and then 1%, like whatever the audience is doing.
Okay.
But we want this PineScript Agents library to be it's a tool, a library, just to show you, hey, the world of generating the tools you need in order to be a better trader is here. Right, Peter? I live in a world where I am always enthusiastic when I'm asking, or when I see someone ask AI, Grok or ChatGPT or Claude or what have you, hey, I want to go ahead and develop an automated trading strategy, and what software can I use? What tech stack can I use in order to get that done? And that the software suggests Traders Post. Because why would you go through all the effort of trying to cobble together and create your own connection to different brokers and different through different strategies and what have you, when it's a huge headache? When you just sign up to Traders Post, connect it, and everything is golden on that end. You're just focusing on the signal generation part. Similarly, we're in a situation where you might decide, however, there are other circumstances, like when you're developing indicators and strategies, where you want to be in the driver's seat. You want to be the one actually crafting and creating it. But who wants to sit there and learn PineScript like I did over years? What we want to do instead is use an AI system that can generate what we need done, especially for smaller things. If we're dealing with advanced indicators, like you might see in the Lux Algo suites, I totally understand. You're not going to generate that with AI. It'll take you months. It might take you years in order to get it straight. But for smaller things, smaller tools that you might want to have for yourself, we're in the world of generative AI here, folks, even in the coding space. So we created the PineScript Agents repo on GitHub that you can go right now to github.com/traderspost/PineScript agents in order to download. Now, this library, this repo, is made specifically for Claude Code. However, You can rip it apart and cobble it together to use with Codex CLI, with Gemini CLI, with all kinds of different systems. Essentially, it's a library of tools, of agents that are specially designed in order to create PineScript indicators and strategies for TradingView. Right? These agents have the features like they're able to visualize, develop, debug, backtest, optimize, and manage and publish your indicators in ways to make your life a lot easier. Essentially, I had this system just chow down on all the information of inside the documentation and reference manual for TradingView. It also has all kinds of rules and guidelines that we have developed over time, and then it also analyzes existing indicators within your set in order to base its future iterations based on past practices. Basically, it's this growing behemoth of a tool that gets better and better the more you use it and we use it. To that end, if you guys have been watching Price Action Live on Traders Post from Tuesdays to Fridays, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you have been seeing your boy Mike Christensen and I trade live. And you know what? We have problems sometimes when we're trading live. In fact, we have problems sometimes when we're trading all together, where we don't listen to our own trade plan. That we know the rules and conditions that we want to follow, but we don't. Now, I'm not just talking about the idea of, hey, if an RSI is here and a MACD is over there and the price action is here. I'm talking about that, but also all kinds of things of our mental state, what kind of success rate we've been having that day, what kind of news might be coming out, all kinds of different states of the market that we have to take into consideration, that when we look back, we tell ourselves, I should have taken that trade, or I should not have. So I figured, let's go ahead and create a trade plan checklist on TradingView so that right there on my chart is a list of all the things I want to consider. But I'm not going to make it just for me. I'm going to make it so that it's editable, so that anyone can use it, can put your own rules inside, and it's completely developed head to toe using Pine Script agents. That's right.
Is that because I asked for a checklist? I'm the one, I remember in the chat a few times I said checklist. Is this because of me?
Nobody cares. So the checklist.
Before you go on with that, we have a question in the chat. Are you ready for that now? Or
yeah, go for
it.
All
right. Technology Mountain is asking, how do I get the trades produced by my algo on MT4 to Kraken?
So you cannot send anything using Traders Post platform. You can't send it from MT4 to us to Kraken. What you can do is to, MT4, I believe, has its own way of connecting to where it needs to connect to. Wait, in fact, am I incorrect? I think it is possible to send out webhooks from MT4, but it's impractical. There's a piece of software that you can connect to MetaTrader that would allow you to send out a signal to us and then connect to Kraken. But you might be better served just to generate your signal, replicate how you're generating your signal either in some local solution or in TradingView in order to do that. Let me just take a quick look here, Peter, to see if there is I'm not mistaken, on our blog, we might talk about this. While I'm putting that up, are there any other questions in the chat? All right, no. So we can't connect directly from MetaTrader to Traders Post. So you'd have to change your signal source so that your signal source came from like TrendSpider, TradingView, or a custom solution. Of course, our platform does connect to Kraken, as well as more than 40 different integrations, including brokers, crypto exchanges, and prop firm accounts, which is pretty cool. Growing less, Peter.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that question, Technology Mountain. If anybody else has any questions for the great Tom Hartman, please feel free to ask away. He'll do his best to answer the...
Oh, please stop.
I will warn you that, like ChatGPT, Tom Hartman is prone to hallucinations. So you'll get an answer, but it might be confidently wrong. Confidently wrong.
What are you, our mother?
All right. Yeah, please. I will be paying attention to the chat. So anybody watching, maybe you have a question about what he's talking about here. He did mention the Pine Script Agents. And this is not the first time he's brought this up. The last episode of Blueprints is when he introduced this idea. Tom, do you want to just quickly explain what Pine Script Agents are?
Sure. They're essentially, if you've touched generative AI at all, especially within the ChatGPT or Claude interfaces, you're used to this idea that you can fine tune certain GPTs to have access to certain information, certain workflows and behaviors for the specific task. So you might have something that generates stories. You might have something else that writes lyrics for songs. You might have something that analyzes data. You could have different fine tunes, different prompts and data, so RAG data, available to those agents. Now, when you are using any of these platforms, ChatGPT, Claude, what have you, to generate TradingView Pine scripts, you can do this. You can go to those systems right now and generate it, but you're going to find that you're going to run into the same problems again and again and again, such as it is not trained on the latest data of PineScript version 6. Often it's confusing the different versions from 1 all the way to 5 with 6. Excuse me.
You are excused. Wait, hang on. Nobody can hear you. I took you off there because nobody wants to see you cough. All right.
So you end up in a situation where you're constantly reminding the chat agent, hey, this is a documentation. These are the rules to follow. These are the types of errors that happen again and again and again. Because these agents cannot simulate the environment, the PineScript environment on TradingView. It's not seeing the chart. It can't see the error logs. It can't do any of that. So we created PineScript agents as a free tool available as an experiment so that it's already prepared with a bunch of things, a bunch of information that the agent is going to need to know in order to help you to build indicators properly the first time or help solve problems when you're actually developing them. So that's what PineScript agents is. It's a set of agents, a set of prompts that are tied together in such a way that Claude Code already has access to all these different agents and is ready to create the indicator that you need.
Thank you for that answer, Tom. We have another question from Technology Mountain. What's the best AI to write PineScript 6?
Yeah, so this is, again, this is why we created PineScript agents. Because if you had to just use an agent straight out of the box, then I would choose either Claude AI or ChatGPT if I just had to use an AI in order to write the PineScript. But almost always you're going to find yourself in a situation that you're going to paste that PineScript into TradingView and you're going to get errors. So what you'll end up doing is that as you're building the script with that agent, you will be providing it with information and screenshots and feedback and all that sort of thing in order to try to get it up to the base level of understanding what PineScript version 6 is. Now, you don't avoid that when you're using Claude Code and these PineScript agents in order to develop your indicator. But it does know a lot already, and as we keep using it, it will remember, hey, these are the things I need to remember when I'm actually creating any PineScript indicators or strategies in TradingView. So the short answer is Claude Code when you're using PineScript agents. The long answer is that any of these top-level state-of-the-art agents can make TradingView PineScripts. It's just hit or miss depending on what you're trying to make.
Where can I get PineScript agents?
So you can get that at github.com/traderspost/PineScript agents. It'll also be the pinned comment here on after this video is finished on all the past videos for Blueprint that reference PineScript agents. You can get it there as well. And you know what? After this, I'll even add it to the documentation so you can go download it from over there.
Can you zed it out? Can you zed it out? X, yeah, sure.
What does zed it out mean?
Like a tweet,
Sure.
But a zet. That's what I'm trying to make it a thing.
Nope. Nope.
I'm trying to
That
I'm
I
trying
don't
to make
like.
Zeta XEET instead of tweet. It's Zeet. Anyway, I think you should share it out on X because I want people to get over there. We got some cool content there as well. But yeah, you'll find it everywhere. Awesome. I don't want to derail you with that, but I did want to let people know where they can find Pine Script Agents. So you're saying that if you just you ask ChatGPT or Claude to output PineScript, it'll give you errors. But if you use your agents, then you won't get errors?
It's less likely to provide errors if you use my agents.
Huh.
Because it's already fine-tuned to work with PineScript version 6. It has all of the documentation, all the reference manuals. And so even though there's this sort of like hit or missness that comes with generative AI anyway, because it's non-deterministic, if you go, hey, there's this problem, it can go into its memory and be like, yeah, okay, I get that. There is this problem. I know how to fix it. Whereas when you're doing it with the chat modules, it can be a real pain. A classic example here is the idea of the end of line continuation error. There's a way you need to format your code within PineScript so that it works. And if it's not formatted that way, you'll get an error. The script just won't run. And it'll say end of line continuation. And most people are like, I don't even know what that is. I don't get what that problem is. And you might be able to hunt them down and try to figure out and change the spacing and all that in order to try to make it work. You copy and paste that back into ChatGPT. You work a little bit more, and 2 messages later, it makes the same mistake. Well, this is hugely annoying. Or the AIs don't know what are the different error messages you can have from TradingView. They just don't know what can actually happen. They don't know how you can debug it. They don't know the expectation of the execution model. There's all kinds of things they just don't know.
Right. Do you, last question on this, do you have to use the PineScript agents with a CLI like Claude Code or Codex CLI?
Correct. Yeah. So it's made to work with Claude Code. So when you download the application or you download the folder and then you open it up inside of your IDE, VS Code, Cursor, whatever system you're using, when you then run Claude Code, here you're seeing Claude Code run from the bottom over here. When I open it up and I write, when I type in start, it's all ready to go through. It already has access to all the different agents, all the different information, all the workflows, and it will now start an interactive process that says, okay, how do I actually want to start this? Right. So it says, hey, you're in PineScript Development Assistant. It's ready to I can reference my past indicators that I've made. I can go ahead and describe what I want. I can give it a YouTube video for it to download extract the transcript from it, and then create an indicator from that. I can ask it information about development. I can give it an existing indicator that I have in order for it to work on it. All kinds of things I can do. So out of the box with Claude Code, it's already ready to work. Now, it will work with other AI agents. Heck, you can even drag this project folder and just toss it into your ChatGPT and go from there. It's just that it's made to work with the Claude Code system.
Awesome.
All right, so the trading checklist. So I've already gone through the process of creating a base version for this. So essentially, I just came into the same interface like I just showed you, and I asked it, hey, I want to have a checklist of indicators, a checklist of things I want to remember before I go ahead and place a trade. And so I said, come up with an interface that I can display on my TradingView chart that will do this. And I want it to be editable by the user so that every user could put in their own requirements. And I want it to give me an error message on the screen or let me know the probability of success if I ignore some of the items. So after I generated it, it created this list, this PineScript. And now if I go back to my TradingView and paste it in here and add it to the chart, here, let's see. Add that to the chart. I will have a dashboard that appears at the bottom right, which is great because before, when I had to code these things manually myself, it's a huge pain, Peter. It's a huge pain. It's sort of like, I always imagine those people who have to like illuminate the Bible, the letters, and they have to go there and retrace all the letters inside of the Bible to add like gold filament to the edges of things. And there's painstakingly going through, or they just have to recopy the Bible. You know, the monks have to go and they have the Bible where they have to recopy. I can't hear you. They have to recopy the Bible constantly.
You always think about this, is what you said?
I think about it all the time.
Okay.
Well, because you made a mistake and they had ways of sort of trying to fixing it. But if they made a really egregious mistake, you know, they spilt ink all over the thing. They got to stop at the Gospel of Paul and grab the Bible and do it again.
The Gospel of Paul. All right. Go ahead.
Or whatever, whichever gospels are in there. So when I'm coding, it's like sometimes I just want to. Can you just spin this up? I just want to spin something up so I can see it and move forward from there. And then it spun this up. I didn't have to think of the design for it. I didn't have to do any of that. It came up with an idea. In fact, it actually came up with 5 different ideas. This is what I love about generative AI, but the PineScript library. I told the system, hey, the way you showed it originally, there was a previous version. The way you showed it originally, I don't like the way it looks. Give me 5 other versions. Actually, I'd love to show you that here. Let me see if I can get that. Let me go to the version history in PineScript. Let's see here. All right, it'll just be too long for me to get to there. All right, never mind that. But essentially, I had a different version where, actually, I'll ask it right now. Right now, we have this script. And I'm just going to tell it, so I'm saying, I like to experiment with the styles for this indicator. Come up with 5 different styles for it and allow me to change it within the interface on TradingView. It'll be like in a drop-down menu so I can see the different styles. Now, if I had to do that myself, sure, I'd come up with 5 amazing styles.
Of course.
But one, it would have taken forever. And at the end, I just really want to choose one. So what am I doing here? What are we doing here, Peter? And so here with the generative AI, it'll come up with something, and I can just go in and be like, hey, I like these different styles. I like this sort of aspect from style 2. I like this sort of aspect from style 4. Mix and match, and now make me 3 other ones. Just like we've been used to using our, let's call them servants, AI, in order to recreate essays or copy for marketing or whatever it is. So right now you see here in red, it's calling the Pine developer agent in order to go and write the different code. So if we go take a look at the agent, for example, for the Pine developer, it has over here, you can read this over here on the right side, Peter.
Yes.
Basically, this agent has a description that it writes production quality PineScript version 6 code following TradingView guidelines and best practices. And it has access to the documentation. So you see here how within this project in the docs for PineScript 6, it has the quick reference. This is a guide to all the different functions within it. Reference table. It has the execution model and limitations and errors that it has to deal with, and it has all that information already within the project details. It also knows how it should actually build out the project, how it should start a new one. It has different types of features and core expertise. And so this file, as I use it, just gets better and better and more, and a bunch of the problems that show up, I just go, hey, can you go and update the agent that's responsible for that, so that it knows about this thing in the future, so that as you're using it, it gets better and better. It's really like having a team of people at a company that you are training. It's amazing and fantastic.
Won't this put you out of a job? Won't this put you out of a job?
No, it will not. Mike had an interview with Ernie Chan yesterday, which is, he's a quant worked for hedge funds, very famous. And I mean, I say that casually, but he is quite knowledgeable in this field. And he has this line that, that I loved in a previous interview. He said something like, there's a, let me get the exact quote while the AI is doing this, because I thought it was fantastic. He said,
well, you wrote down this quote because you thought it was
yeah,
fantastic.
of course. There is an infinite amount of jobs, one of which is the one you create yourself. I love that. And he goes, no. The AI stuff will put you out of a job if you have no ability to search or think, or, you know, to be fair, it's not absolute. Plenty of jobs AI is going to take over. Totally understand that. But if you're able to use these tools in order to 10x your productivity, well, you become invaluable. You thought you were valuable before? You were working at 1x before. Did you know that? No matter what you did, you were working at 1x. All right. So the script is going through. It's adding different styles. Now, I should mention I am using Claude Code Max 20x. It's the Ferrari of agentic AI. I'm using the top level thing, but you don't need to use that. You can use the entry plan. I think it's $17 a month, and you're just going to have to be careful how much you use it, because at a certain point you'll get throttled and you won't be able to use it for, I think, 5 hours at a time. But you should be able to get a couple of indicators out before you get there.
Cloud Code may not be the Ferrari of agentic AI. Codex CLI, there's a surprising number of people, developers, who are jumping ship over to Codex. I think I might be canceling my Cloud Code this month and going over to Codex.
Wait, have you used it?
Yeah, it solved problems that Cloud Code can solve. I told you. Now, the best world is use both. I mean, that's the best world. I don't see a world where right now it's not better to use both. But I don't want to jump on the bandwagon that Anthropic has, throttled their models or something like that. But have you got a sense that Cloud Code is a little bit lazier? The amount of times that I've asked it to do a change and I go back to the app or whatever I'm working on, and there's been no change at all. It's ever since they made
often.
It never used to happen to me before, and since they did their change or whatever, it's been routine. I mean, I'm at to the point where I'm like, what am I doing wrong here? I don't understand.
Well, look at these models are always going to get nerfed. They're going to give us top of the line, and then going to pull it back because it costs too much to run. So, like, I'm totally I'm fine with that. If the idea is that we got to switch from model to model to model to model to always surf to whoever's willing to burn the most cash, fine. But every time I look at the threads of what people are asking for the Codex CLI from OpenAI, they always just name the features that are in Claude. Oh, it'd be great if you had this. Oh, it'd be great if you had that. Yeah, that's all. You're just describing what Claude is.
Yeah, no, I get that. I don't have any problem. The only problem I have with Claude is that I ask it to make a change. I could ask it 5 times, and I will go to the app, refresh, rerun, and I cannot tell that anything has changed. And when I read what it's done, it's doing like something that's completely off of what I asked it to do, or it like does it and like erases it. I don't understand what's going on. I'm not a programmer. I'm a vibe coder, which sounds cool, but is actually the lamest version of coding. If you really think about it, it's the lamest version, but that's what I am. And I'm frustrated with it because I'm spending time banging my head against the wall when I didn't have to do this with Cloud Code before. Now, look, perception is a interesting thing, and what's really happening could be, I could be subject to the propaganda or whatever that's going out there, but it's not making these changes. Anyway, I'm going off at tangent here. We have a question in the chat from Technology Mountain. Tom, you ready for it?
Yes, let's hear it.
All right. Do you know someone I can hire to help me with my PineScript? Thanks, Dana.
I would absolutely go to Fiverr or Upwork in order to get help with that. There are some people who go to the Traders Post Discord in order to solicit feedback or assistance. So you can always try that. So just head over to traderspost.io, hit on the Discord button, and go to our PineScript channel. So you can always ask there. But if you want to hire somebody for solicitation, I would always go to Upwork or Fiverr. The great part of going there is that you do have your money in escrow, so that if you're not getting what you're expecting, you can always cancel the contract. A couple of points here, though. I'd say 80% of the people that I've ever had to hire on Fiverr to do PineScript were average to terrible. So you just have to be understand that you sort of have to treat it like I might have to go through 3 people before I get what I want. On one part, you got to be clear on what you're asking for. So unless you're a coder, sometimes it's harder to do so. And then you got to hit on somebody who can actually create what you're looking for. It might take you 2 or 3 tries to do it. You also want to get somebody who has a portfolio that you can actually see their indicators, like that they made. Otherwise, forget it. But if you do that, then yeah, you can always go on Fiverr or Upwork in order to find someone to hire and help you out. It's what I used to do before.
Can they hire you?
No, they can't hire me. Me? No, I have a full-time job. I have no time for that.
What if money was no object?
I'm loyal to Traders Post, and nothing will ever take me away from it.
You know what I would like you to
Wait, didn't I pass the test? Isn't Mike supposed to come up from behind your camera and go, "Hey, Tom"?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if this is appropriate for Traders Post, but it would be good to provide a list of 5-10 questions that you would ask a PineScript developer on Fiverr to test whether or not they're actually good or not.
I already have that. Yeah, so actually I can create that. I could put that out because I already had that list.
Or a video. You can do a video on Traders Post. It'd be great. Some content.
Sure. Top 20 things. Questionnaires.
Let's get back.
I'm just waiting for this the system. I'm getting errors when I'm trying to generate it, understandably. So just give me another second.
We can leave this on the side, but you were gonna show the actual checklist. This was a side quest.
Yeah, I just thought this would be done in a couple seconds. This doesn't usually take this long.
So Claude code not behaving in the way that you're typically used to it behaving?
No. Actually, it's behaving exactly the same way that I would expect. There's nothing wrong with it ever, and I'm perfectly happy with my purchase.
Okay.
All right. So, all right. Let's see if this actually worked. If not, let's just bypass that.
When you say different versions, do you mean like aesthetic, like different colors and stuff, or is it going to actually have different layouts?
Yeah, different layouts, colors, and stuff like that. Yeah. All right, I'm getting that end of line continuation error here. Let's see if I just solve it quickly. If not, okay, not working. Let's go back. Okay. All right, restore this version and refresh. All right, Peter, let's just make sure I can actually go back.
That would be, as the kids say, poo-poo. They're very young kids, you know. They're very young.
All right, there we go. All right, so we have the checklist on the screen over here. And so what I like about it is that I could always change within the code what I want for the different items. Actually, I had a previous version where I could enter them in myself, but I thought to myself, hey, we're in a generative AI coding world. Why would I have to change the things in there manually? I could just ask the AI to update or anyone else who uses it could just ask the AI to change those items to what they want. But what's cool over here is that I can set different check marks. So for example, if I uncheck these guys over here, it shows up as failed over here. And then my pre-trade system says that it's 40%, that I'm not ready to go. That means if I am going to go ahead and and take the trade, I'm taking it against my own rules. The different sections are, there's 3 sections here right now, and I could disable, let's say, the trade management one, so that it doesn't look at that section at all. In the trade management, I have these, whether my stop loss has been set, my take profit levels, trailing stop, emotional control, which is great. Do I have any emotional control or emotional damage when it comes to where I am right now? So the idea here is that while I'm trading,
Wait. How is it going to judge your emotional control?
it doesn't. I judge my emotional control.
I don't get it. So you, okay.
So if I feel that I'm like stressed, I come into this indicator over here, I take off emotional control, and boom, now that's an X, and it says, hey, you're at 50%.
Oh, I see.
Likelihood of success.
I feel like you're going to always be like, I'm in full control. I'll tell you when I had enough.
That's gonna well, no, the thing I care about, I like about this, and what would actually, what would actually work for me is that I added an option for enable discipline alerts. So what would happen is that if it's not at the right, completion rate, I can have it send an order to Traders Post to flatten all the positions on my account. So I could just send a, send a message over that basically would, every 15 minutes or so, if this thing is not at a, let's say at least 80%, send a signal off to Traders Post, fire it, and close the positions in my account. So I might set it, think I'm going to ignore it, and all of a sudden, ding, it sends off, and it gets me out of whatever position that I'm in. I've been in that situation before. I did something small like that previously, where I just set an alert that, hey, if by this time or this condition, I haven't undone this alert, just go ahead and close whatever position. And I'm there stress trading within the account, and boom, it closes all the positions out. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. Yes, I thought it was fantastic. Twice, it made me stop revenge trading. Well, once it stopped me from revenge trading, because I couldn't remember how many times it would send a message. So I would get back into another trade, and it could trigger it again. And 2, once I was in profit, and I'm there like nursing, I want more profit, and it just took the profit. It said, no, you have your $1,000 now, you're done. And if I jump back in, I would have to give back a bunch of that money. So I was like, okay, but I took profit. That was pretty cool. That was pretty fun. So that was great. Yeah, absolutely. So that's what the indicator is there right now. As I've mentioned in past PineScript agent videos, is that whenever I'm making one of these indicators and I'm making it using PineScript agents, that script will also be within the repo, bundled within the PineScript agents. This is how the script gets better and better and better and better over time. So I'll go ahead and publish this indicator on TradingView for you to go grab if you want to. You can access the code, do whatever you want with it. But more importantly, go get the PineScript agents library. This indicator and all the other indicators I made will be in there. And when you make your own, it will use this as inspiration. This is the part I find to be super fascinating. I want people to generate their own indicators and strategies. And you can do that now with a tool like PineScript agents. With PineScript agents. I just described it at the beginning because I had already made it earlier on. Yes. So at the beginning of my conversation here in my chat window, in Claude Code, I just asked it how to go ahead and make that. You can see that here at a conversation that I had earlier on. So I don't want to jump there right now because then I'll erase all my history, but essentially I asked it, I'd like to create an indicator that's a checklist indicator, and I gave it the description of what that indicator should do. in the as a pinned comment to this video, you'll have the link not only to the PineScript Agents GitHub repo, but you'll also have a link to the published indicator on TradingView. Click on that, add it to your favorites, and it'll be accessible to you in your TradingView account. It's a pay what you can sort of situation. No, I'm kidding. It's completely free. The library is completely free. The PineScript Agent is completely free. All the indicators we make are completely free. Go ahead and grab them. Again, they're for educational purposes and entertainment purposes. And I want you to just grab them and tear them apart and use them for your own sake.
You can't hear me. I'm sorry. Thank you, Technology Mountain. I was muted there for a second. Sorry. So what I was asking, well, I guess you heard Tom's answer, but I was pestering him going, hey, did you show people how to make this trade plan checklist? So he was showing it on PineScript. He basically asked Claude Code to do it, but he used his PineScript agents available for free on GitHub in order for the errors to be at a minimum to make that easier. Do I have that right, Tom?
Absolutely.
And then I asked him, if I want to get this checklist, how do I do that on TradingView? He said a link is going to be posted down below, so you can get that, and it's totally free. And it'll also be bundled, something about it being bundled with GitHub. What was that again?
That's right. All the indicators that you see me make on Blueprint using PineScript agents are also in that GitHub repo. They're all there. So that way you have access to all the code. And when you are making your own indicators, it'll have that as a reference. You can always refer to it directly, but it'll also have an understanding of, hey, I have an example of other scripts that were written properly. I'm going to keep using that. Basically, you're training your own PineScript model. We're all doing it as we keep creating this. And by we, I mean I'm the one doing it with my indicators that are in there.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Technology Mountain. What? You want credit?
Who's trying to take credit? Who's trying to count?
I think you are.
I'm just being specific.
There's your credit. Well done. Excellent. You're fantastic. Woo! We have a question in the chat from Option G, who asks, how often will the PineScript agents be updated?
Right now, I've been doing it about once a week, but I also use the PineScript agents myself. And so what you'll notice is that sometimes it's not an indicator that gets added to it, but the agents themselves get updated. So just keep track. You can star the repo on GitHub, and you'll get information that way. But essentially, I'm always trying to make it better and better and better and better because I use this myself.
Eating your own dog food. I hear Mike say that all the time. Eat your own dog food, and you should always trust. People who eat
dog fooding. When you say eat your own dog food, that's like the old way of doing it. It's dog fooding, and everybody in the tech industry knows that dog fooding means use your own product. Okay, so just say dog fooding like a regular person.
In a moment, I'm going to ask Tom if he has any ideas of what's coming up in the next blueprint. But before we do that, like this video if you want to let us know that you like this content. Look, liking the video, I know people ask for the algorithm, but it really helps us to know what we should spend our time on. There's an infinite possibilities of things that we can be posting on Blueprint. But when you like a video and you watch it, this lets us know, do more of this stuff. Also, if you have any requests, any things that you want developed, any ideas that you have, anything at all that has to do with PineScript, Traders Post, automation, even with AI, please post them, let us know, interact with us on X. We're always looking for your feedback. This helps us to direct our content and to make sure we're providing you something that is worth your time. Like and subscribe to Traders Post on YouTube now if you can. And thank you everybody for watching. Tom, coming up on Blueprint, do you have any ideas for what the next episode is going to be?
I do. I'm sort of like hesitant to mention it, but I do. And I've been wanting to get more dopamine out of my trading. I want it to be a little bit more engaging and fun. So I was thinking about connecting a PlayStation or Xbox remote control to my computer and showing how I can you can use those controls in order to buy, sell, stop loss trade, or whatever using Trader's Post.
That's possible?
I think it's possible. The alternative, the other one I was thinking about doing, is that to use NFC tags. Have you seen this, people? People are buying stacks of, let's say, 20, 50 NFC tags, near field communication tags, like air tags, but cheaper. And then they can place them at different places, different locations. And when they tap it, it'll perform an action shortcut on their iPhone. Now, we did something similar to this where if you sent me a text message saying I love you, that it would then send a message off the Trader's Post to buy some Bitcoin. But I want to show how you can have it in I could have it on my desk or what have you in order to buy, sell, and just tap things when I want certain things to happen, as opposed to have to do things on the chart. I thought that'd be fun. Maybe have it on my body and just tap it, buy, sell, buy, sell. I thought that would be pretty fun. Peter, I really want people to understand that Trader's Post is more than just like an automated trading software. It's about advanced trade execution. And when you have that heavy lifting already being done by an amazing enterprise level software like what we have here, then you get to do fun things like tap your chest and buy some Bitcoin.
Well, for all you watching, if you want to tap your chest and buy Bitcoin, or you want to be able to trade using an Xbox or PlayStation controller, vote. Let us know, because the possibilities are endless. So let us know in the chat or in the comments, or if you don't care, just subscribe and wait for it to come. I think that's it for us today.
That's it. It's been fun. Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you want to see more of Trader's Post, please like and subscribe. We do all kinds of content because we're here trying to make sure that your life as a trader is that much richer and that much better. We'll be back to next Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with more Blueprint, and we'll be back tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. with Price Action Live Trading in front of you guys. And we'll also be there tomorrow for after hours market commentary if you care about the macro themes of what is driving markets. Peter, inflation data this week was pretty crazy. Made the markets go pretty crazy. We're all-time highs in some places, and Bitcoin seems to be in a short squeeze, all kinds of interesting things. But you got to come to after hours on Friday in order to check it out. But for now, I'll wish you, as always, happy trading.